the game here. So right now, here's just the current layout of the game right here. So my player is gonna start this village here, and the goal of the player is to reach this cave here where a secret treasure lies in. So right now I'm going to press play, and so we can see that this is where my player is going to start. So he starts in his little house right over here, and now the goal of the player is to try to escape this village. So I could go down this ramp, and I could see, could I try to get out? And turns out I can't. And if I even try to like push the sides of the wall, we notice that I can't do that. But I do notice this ball. So I'm gonna go up this ramp as it is. And so what I want the player to do is I want the player to go ahead and just push this ball to eventually just remove this barrier so that he can cross out of the village, out of this house. So I'm gonna do that. And we see, yeah, I'm having a hard time. But right now to the point, just no. So my current intention here is for the player is to try to reach the other side, and I can escape just like that. So now currently with my player, so I'm down this little ramp, and part of my original intention was that I would have some sort of a ball near the top of this ramp, and my intention was to have a platform. And what I wanted to do originally was to really just have the ball really just roll like down the ramp, and I would have the player control it, right, to reach through this hole here. So there was supposed to be a chimney, and what I wanted to do is that when the player actually just got the ball down the hole right there, I would activate some sort of a drawbridge that the player can use to easily cross through the other side. But right now, at its current stage, I don't have that implemented just yet. So for right now, the player is just going to jump through a series of platforms as it is. And so I'm going to be very careful and very cautious to try to reach the other side. So now that I reached the other side, and then so we have a couple of mountains here, and I'm like, ooh, what's that? So I'm gonna go into this cave, and now we can see that something bright and yellow, right, is currently at our existence here. So I want the player to be able to eventually just try to reach the treasure. Now I could just reach it over here, and I can go just like that, or you could take the long way and reach the treasure just like that. And the big things that what I would really need to work on here is really being able to just try to add some sort of more of a challenge like with this ramp. So intentionally what I wanted was to have some sort of like a ball that the player would use to control its trajectory, and just before you exit this ramp here, you would have some sort of a tall platform here. And then if the player was successfully landed the ball in some hole, then what that will allow you to do is to actually just suspend the drawbridge, right? And so that the player can use to easily just cross over the other side. But for right now, I just have a couple of default platforms as of right now to just sort of like enhance, just kind of like easily just sort of like rough sketch out the idea on paper. So a lot of work needs to be done, but at its current stage, it's a pretty good start. Just needs a lot more work. There's a lot more work that needs to be done behind the scenes.